playing right field. Parker White is hitting cleanup. He's at first. Yoon Che is at second base, hitting fifth. Josh Holland, the shortstop, is batting sixth. Jack Wickham, third baseman, batting seventh. Brendan Hawley, our pitcher, is batting eighth. And Nate Ansel, our left fielder, is batting ninth. Today is senior day for the Cape Henry Dolphins, and so we would like to wish our congratulations to the seniors playing today. Kenny Schledel, Josh Holland, Brendan Hawley, and Nate Ansel. Congratulations to you four gentlemen for doing an outstanding job both here on the field and in the classroom. As I mentioned, pitching for the Navigators is Colby Motley. So Andrew Hart leads off for the Dolphins. Andrew is currently batting just under 200. 7 hits on the year. 7 RBIs. And the pitch. Swung on and hit between the third baseman and the shortstop for a single. And with the first pitch, the Dolphins have a base runner. Cooper Angley is now up. Cooper's batting an even .250 for the season. Cooper's got 9 hits on the season in 15 games. He takes outside, ball 1. Andrew Hart is the fastest person on the team, although Kenny Schledel might argue that. We'll see if he's got the green light to steal second. Ball outside. 2 balls, no strikes. Navigators come in with a 1-8 record. The Cape Henry Dolphins are 13-2 and ranked second in the state of Virginia. A little bit of a mismatch on paper, but that's why we play the game. Ball outside high, 3-0. So a 3-0 count to Cooper Angley. Andrew Hart on first base. Doubt he'll be stealing at a 3-0 count. We'll see if we get the green light. Nope, but a ball right down the middle for a strike. So Motley pours in a strike for strike 1. 3 balls and 1 strike.
Oh yeah. It's a good son. Oh yeah. Pay for it.
3 balls, 1 strike. Hart at first base, and he takes off going. The ball is called for a strike, but he is in without a throw for stolen base for Andrew Hart. So now there's a runner at second with a full count on Cooper Angley. That was a nice pitch down the middle. Angley taking all the way, allowing Hart to get to second base. And the pitch off his bat. Oh. They're calling it ball 4. Oh, it hit him. It hit him on his right elbow. So he's at first base. Hart is at second base. And that brings up Kenny Schledel. Kenny Schledel is batting .486, the highest average on the team. He also leads the team with 17 hits and 10 RBIs. Shares the hits total with his brother Tanner Schledel, and shares the RBIs with Yoon Chi and Jack Wickham. So Schledel, a very potent offensive weapon here. Also a senior on senior day. Let's see what he can do with a man on first and second, no outs for the Cape Henry Dolphins. Motley looks and delivers. Ball high. Here's the pitch. Inside, ball 2. Here's the pitch. Hart doing a lot of dancing there at second base. Pitcher steps off the rubber for time. Second baseman and shortstop are trying to hold Hart at second, but he's doing a lot of dancing out there. Now the second baseman goes and stands over second base. Backs off. They try a pickoff play. It goes to the shortstop, but not fooling anybody there. We've got a 2-0 count to Schledell, and here's the pitch. Kenny drives the ball to right, but it's out of play. 2 balls, 1 strike. Two balls, 1 strike. Hart at second. Angley at first. Kenny Schleidel up to bat, and that ball's inside. Almost hits him. 3 balls and 1 strike. Three balls, 1 strike. Again, Hart dancing at second base, and the pitch. Oh, and it does hit him. So we've got bases loaded now. Schledell at first, Angley at second. Hart now moves to third base. Bases loaded for Parker White. Parker leads the team in home runs with 3 and a .400 batting average. This is definitely the man you want up with the bases loaded in the bottom of the first inning. This is our 3rd broadcast of the Dolphins this season, and White has hit a home run in each game. Takes outside and low for ball 1. Bases loaded for the Dolphins. No outs here in the bottom of the first. No score. White swings a little bit late and fouls it back into the trees behind the home dugout. 1 ball, 1 strike. No outs, bases loaded, no score here in the bottom of the first. Navigators against the Dolphins. Ball outside. And Cooper Angley has been replaced by Reed Downs at second base for running. Number 6 is running for Cooper Angley, the catcher. And the pitch. Called outside for a strike. The count is now 2-2 on Parker White. Motley delivers. And it's hit high in the air to the center fielder, who's charging in, and he can't make the catch. A diving catch not made. Hart scores. Down stops at third. The bases are still loaded. That ball was not very well hit. The center fielder made a diving attempt but couldn't hold on. I think we're going to rule that a hit. So White singles with the bases loaded. Hart scores for 1-0. The bases are still loaded now for the second baseman, Yoon Chi. He takes ball high. No outs. Bases loaded for the second baseman. And here's the pitch. He swings and misses for strike 1. 1 ball, 1 strike. Dolphins getting a little luck on that Little flare out behind the shortstop to score their first run of the game. She swings and fouls the ball to the left side. So he's now down 1 ball to 2 strikes. Oh, and takes a strike right down the middle for the first out of the inning. Base is still loaded, and Josh Holland is up to bat. Holland is hitting .234. He's been at bat 47 times this season, leads the team in at-bats. Also a senior on senior day. Let's see what Josh can do with the bases loaded and 1 out here in the bottom of the first. 1-0 the Dolphins on a little flare by Parker White. And the pitch. Inside, ball 2. Good time for Holland to hit his second home run of the season. He's got 1 already. 6 RBIs on the season. Let's see what he does with Motley's ball here. And the pitch. Outside, ball 3. So Josh Holland has worked the count in his favor, 3-0. Bases loaded with Dolphins. Motley steps off the rubber to compose himself. Downs at third, Schledell at second, White at first. And the 3-0 pitch is called for a strike, low outside, but Motley gets the call. 3 balls and 1 strike. Holland gets another chance to drive some runs in. And same pitch, but this time it's called for a ball. So he draws a walk, which gets another run scored. That'll be an RBI for Holland. Dolphins are now up 2-0. So the bases are still loaded. Dolphins have scored 2. And they've only had 2 hits. One a infield single and the other a little flare over the shortstop. First pitch to Jack Wickham was a strike. Wickham's a junior, third baseman, hitting .235. Also 10 RBIs for the season. Little high, ball 1. So 1-1, 1 out, bases loaded. Motley trying to get out of this inning without too much more damage. A ground ball for a double play would be useful here. Wickham fouls it off on the right side. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Umpire asks for some new baseballs, as quite a few have been put out of play so far. Pitcher Motley gets a new ball. 1-2 count. Jack Wickham, third baseman for the Dolphins, is up. And the pitch. Swings and fouls it back. Still 1 ball, 2 strikes. Schleidel at third, White at second. Holland at first. On this beautiful Friday afternoon here at Cape Henry Collegiate. And he swings and misses. Catcher holds on to it for strike 3. So Wickham strikes out as well. So the 2 outs in the inning are both on strikeouts. Bases are still loaded. 2 outs now for the pitcher, Brendan Hawley. He takes high, ball 1. Brendan, also a senior, starting the game as pitcher. Hawley takes strike 1. And the pitch. He drives the ball back for strike 2. So 1 ball, 2 strikes. Dolphins are trying to figure out Motley. The bases are loaded, 2 outs. Couple of balls hit not too hard, and the pitch, and it's inside, ball 2. So 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, bases loaded, bottom of the first, 2-0 Dolphins. Nate Ansel, the 4th senior, is on deck. Ball inside again. So Hawley has worked a full count now with the bases loaded and 2 outs. So the runners will be moving on the pitch. Let's see what happens. Pitcher steps off the rubber, Motley, to get himself a little more composed. This is a big pitch for the Navigators from Hampton Roads Academy. 2-0 is not unsurmountable. And the pitch. And it is in there for a strike. Beautiful. Change up right down the middle. Hawley doesn't pull the trigger, and the Navigators get out of it with just 2 runs scored. So Motley strikes out the sides, gives up 2 runs on 2 hits. 2-hit batsman and a walk. After the first inning, it's 2-0 Dolphins. Leading off for the Navigators will be Michael Kokolis, the first baseman, followed by Cameron Barlow, the catcher, and Henry Hutchins, the second baseman. Will Turns is the third baseman, Sam Overman right field, and George Kokolis is in left field. Defensively for the Dolphins, Hawley pitching, Angley catching, Parker White at first base, Yoon Chi at second, Josh Holland at shortstop. Third baseman is Jack Wickham. In right field, Kenny Schledel, Andrew Hart in center field, and the left fielder today is Nate Ansel. So, we begin the second inning. Hawley delivers for a strike, and it's lined into center field. Hart comes up with the ball, brings it in for a single. So Michael Kokolis singles on the first pitch he sees in this game. That brings Cameron Barlow, the catcher, up. He swings and misses for a strike. Barlow is hitting .333 for the season. He leads the team in 4 RBIs. And the pitch. And it's swung on. It's hit up the middle. Chi takes the first out at first, and the runner advances to second. So Konkolis goes to second base on a fielder's choice. Strike called on Henry Hutchins, the second baseman. Hutchins is batting an even 100. Hasn't been up that much this season. And here's the pitch from Hawley. Little high, ball 1. So 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out here in the top of the second. Man on second base for the Navigators. They're trailing 2-0 to the Cape Henry Dolphins. Hawley delivers. Swung off the inside of the foot of the batter, and he's in a bit of pain, Henry Hutchins. He'll walk it off, take a minute. Umpire coming out to talk to Hawley and give the batter a little chance to get his foot back under him. That was a wicked foul ball right off the foot. Anybody that's played this game knows that is not fun. One ball, two strikes, one out here in the top of the second. Kokolis at second. Hutchins batting, and the pitch, and he swings and misses for a strikeout, and that's the second out of the inning. So Hawley gets a strikeout, his second of the game, and that brings up Will Turns, the third baseman. Turns is hitting 125 on the season. And he swings at the first pitch he sees and grounds a soft grounder to third. Wickham comes up and fires, but it's not in time. They've got to play at third, and they throw it to third, and it's too late. And so White, the first baseman, threw it back to third, but the runner had already turned and was halfway to home instead of throwing it to home. And so the runner just advances and scores. So the Navigators get a run on a short little dribbler down to Wickham at third, who made the throw to first but not in time, and the runner from second decided to go, and he scores. That'll be ruled a base hit for Turns, and that brings up Sam Overman, the right fielder. Overman is hitting 381. He's the top hitter on the team, and he hits a ball high past first base, and the second baseman comes out and makes the third out, Yoon Chi. So the Navigators get a run on kind of a crazy play, but they do put one up on the board, and after the top of the second inning, it's the Dolphins 2 and the Navigators 1. Nate Ansell, the left fielder, will be leading off for the Dolphins here in the second inning. Brendan Hawley, by the way, has a .43 ERA, which leads the team based on the amount of innings he's thrown. He's appeared in 5 games this year. He's got 15 strikeouts on the season, so Hawley's a good pitcher, and he's nursing a 2-1 lead right now. Motley on the other side, Colby Motley, pitching for the Navigators, has an 8.27 ERA in 6 appearances, given up 19 hits, struck out 9, which is second on the team to Michael Konkolis' 12. He's also hit 8 batters, and he's already hit 2 today. So he'll have to keep his control under him if he wants to go far in this game. So here we go to the bottom of the second inning. Nate Ansell will lead off for the Dolphins. Two to 1 game. (13-2) Cape Henry Dolphins against the 1-8 Hampton Roads Academy Navigators. And the pitch from Motley. Swing on the first pitch. It's grounded to the second baseman. He makes a nice stop over to first. 1 out in the inning. So Ansell grounds out on his first pitch. And that brings up the top of the order. Andrew Hart. Andrew singled his first time up, stole second, and then scored on Parker White's ground ball. Hart swings and misses. 1 ball, 1 strike. Ball outside, holds up, 2 balls, 1 strike. Strike called on the outside corner. Count is even at 2-2. 1 out, nobody on. Bottom of the second, 2-1, Cape Henry Dolphins. And the pitch from Motley, and it's swung up, hit up the middle to the second baseman again, who makes the throw, and it is not in time. Hart getting down the line quickly, gets to first base before the ball does, and he's got an infield hit. So that is Andrew Hart's second hit of the game. And he's now at first base again. We'll see if he steals. And that brings up Cooper Angley, who was hit by a pitch his first time up. And he goes on the first pitch, and the ball is hit to the center fielder, who does make a nice play and throws it to the first baseman, but Hart is back in time. Nice play by the center fielder. That's Charlie Overman. Nice catch there and getting the ball in a hurry. So we've got 2 outs. And that brings up Kenny Schledel, who walked his first time up. Again, Schledel, leading hitter. Pitcher attempts to throw to first. First baseman was not covering, so he didn't throw. So Motley takes his time on the mound after trying to throw over to first base when the first baseman wasn't covering. And now the Dolphins want to talk to the infield umpire to ask why the pitcher made an attempt to throw over to first, did not throw the ball, and it wasn't called a balk. The infield umpire is now going to confer possibly with the home plate umpire. Hart is still standing at first base. So the umpires are going to get together now and see what we have here. And after conferring, they decide to leave it the way it is. So Hart's at first, Schledel up at bat, 2 outs, 2-1 score for the Dolphins. And let's play baseball. And the pitch from Motley, and he goes over to first base this time. Hart is back easy, did not have a big lead. No count yet to Schledel. Still waiting for his first pitch. Pitcher has tried to throw over twice, did it once. And now Hart goes, and the ball's way outside. He goes in, standing up. So Hart steals second base for the second time this game, standing up. No throw there. Schledel now has an opportunity to get the runner home with a base hit. 1 ball, no strikes to him. 2 outs here in the bottom of the second. Motley delivers, and it's on the outside corner for a strike. So Schledel now has a 1-1 count. 2 outs. Dolphins are not very aggressive right now. They're trying to figure out Motley. He's mixing up his fastball and his changeup. And that was a nice pitch, but called the ball high. Motley wanted that one, and from my vantage point, looks like he should have got it. Schledel's the biggest Dolphin on the team, but nevertheless gets the count in his favor, 2-1. Lines a ball to the right side, but foul off the screen. So Schledell now has a 2-2 count with 2 outs in the bottom of the second, and a man on second, and the Dolphins leading 2-1. It's a lot of twos. Dolphins could definitely use a run here. And the pitch, and Hart swings, Schledell swings, but Hart goes into third, and Schledell strikes out. So Motley gets out of the inning by striking out Schledell on a low changeup, and that's the 3rd out for the Dolphins. So no harm, no foul. Andrew Hart gets a base hit and steals a base, but he is stranded at second base, and after 2 innings, it's 2-1 Dolphins. Cape Henry Dolphins are at Norfolk Christian next Tuesday, the 26th. And Thursday, they're at Peninsula Catholic High School. Their next 7 games are all away. So this is going to end an extended homestand for the Dolphins. They were home for 6 games, and now they'll be away for 7. So definitely want to get a victory here at home to run their record to 14-2. George Kokolis is leading off now for the Navigators. He squares to bunt but takes a ball outside instead. Kokolis is a freshman and he's batting under 100. So he's looking for his way on the team and takes high for ball 2. Colas is the left fielder today. He's got a 2-0 count from Hawley. Brendan delivers, and it's down the middle for a strike. 2 balls and 1 strike. Down the middle again, strike 2. So Hawley, after starting out 2-0, has thrown 2 fastballs for a strike. Comes in with a 3rd one and strikes him out looking. That brings us back to the top of the order, Jackson Underwood. Jackson singled his first time up, but got caught stealing in a rundown between first base and second base that Angley finally got the put out. Hawley delivers. He swings and misses, strike 1. He lets a ball fly, and that ball is tattooed and gone. And Underwood hits the ball out on a 0-1 count, and that was a no-doubter over Nate Ansel's head in left field. That ball was hit a long way. So the Navigators have tied this game up at 2 on a very nice swing from Underwood, the junior. That's his first home run of the season, and it was a good one. Colby Motley, the pitcher, now comes to the plate. He struck out his first time up at bat. Takes the ball inside, ball 1. Outside, ball 2. Swings and misses, strike 1. Hawley working fast here. Foul ball back behind the catcher for strike 2. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. 1 run in on a long home run by Jackson Underwood. Colby Motley taking his time now, steps out of the box. 2-2 count with 1 out here at the top of the 3rd. Hawley delivers, and it's down low, ball 3. So full count on the pitcher, Colby Motley. And the pitch. Swing and a miss for strikeout number 2 for Motley. So Hawley, after giving up that long home run, has struck out 2 batters. Well, he struck out 1 batter before the home run, and now the batter after. So he wants to work quickly, but the umpire is not ready. And Charlie Overman, the center fielder, is now up at bat. Overman grounded out to second base his first time up, and he takes a changeup down the middle for strike 1. Hawley working quickly now. Throws another changeup for strike 2. So he gave a lot of heat to Motley, the last batter, and he's thrown nothing but breaking balls this inning, this batter. And a weak ground ball back to Hawley, the pitcher, who makes the throw to first for the 3rd out of the inning. But the Navigators score on a long home run by Jackson Underwood. And we've got a tie ball game after the top of the 3rd. Game moving somewhat briskly. Dolphins have had a lot of men on base, but they've also struck out 4 times in 2 innings. So Motley has gotten in trouble, but he's worked his way out of it for the Navigators. Dolphins still trying to find their groove here in this game and put some runs on the board. Slight wind blowing from left to right and in a little bit, which makes that home run even more impressive considering how far it went, somewhat against the wind. Leading off for the Dolphins will be Parker White, their home run hitter. Parker walked his first time up, was stranded on second in the first inning. Well, the Navigators, with a 1-8 record, given the Dolphins with a 13-2 record, all they could handle so far. It's actually been a pretty well-played game. It's still early, of course. We've only played 2.5 innings. So now we begin the 3rd with the score tied 2-2. Parker Wright will start. He digs in, the left-hander against the right-handed Motley, and the first pitch of the bottom of the 3rd is a strike on the outside corner. Curveball by Motley for a strike. And the pitch to White is down the middle, and he hits the ball to the center fielder, who runs over and makes a nice play for the first out of the inning. So White hit the ball fairly well, but right at the center fielder for the first out. That brings up Yoon Che, who struck out his first time up in the first inning. Yoon was batting .324, be a little lower now, and he takes a strike down the middle for strike 1. Motley delivers inside, ball one. 1-1 count. One out in the bottom of the third. 2-2 score. Fastball down the middle, and Yoon fouls it back. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Motley goes into his windup and delivers. And throws a nice curveball for strike 3. So Yoon strikes out for the second time today. And that's the second out of the inning. And that brings up Josh Holland, who walked his first time up. Was stranded at first. So let's see what the senior on senior day at short can do. First pitch from Motley is outside for a strike. Outside corner, strike 1. Ooh, and a ball goes off his shoulder. Is hit, so he goes to first base. As I mentioned before, Motley has hit the most batters from the Navigators, and I believe that's the 4th one he's hit today here at Cape Henry. Correction, that's the 3rd hit batter. We're only in the 3rd inning. That brings up Jack Wickham, the 3rd baseman. 2 outs, man on first. Wickham also struck out his first time up. And the ball's way outside, and that allows Holland to go to second base easily. That's definitely going to be a wild pitch. So now runner in scoring position for the Dolphins. Let's see if Wickham can get him home. And he squares to bunt and lays down a beauty down the third base line. Third baseman comes up and throws, but the ball is high, and that allows Wickham to get to first base safely, and Holland at third. So Wickham lays down a beautiful bunt, legs it out. I think they would have had him in time if the throw was good. So we're going to give him an E5 for that one. And it moves Holland to third, so we now have runners at the corner with 2 outs for the pitcher, Brendan Hawley. So let's see if he can help his cause here. Hawley struck out his first time up, and there goes the runner, and he steals, and the pitcher throws over to third, and Wickham continues to second base unabated. And so the Navigators, again, having a little bit of trouble figuring out where to throw the ball. And that allows Wickham to go to second base. So now there are runners at third and second for the Dolphins. 2 outs, 2-2 score. And Hawley, the pitcher, is at bat. And the pitch. And that's ball high outside. So with 2 outs, the Navigators could have gotten Wickham out in a rundown for the 3rd out of the inning, but they decided to throw to third instead, and that cost them a base. And the throw is wild outside again, but Josh Holland stays at third. Ball did not get too far past the catcher. It actually hit the backstop and bounced back off the padding. The backstop is not that far behind the catcher, so it really has to be to the side for the runner at third to score. 2-0 count to Hawley, and here's the pitch. And he hits a ground ball to the third baseman, who comes up with it and throws over to first, and there's the 3rd out of the inning. So Hawley grounds out with men in second and third position, and the Dolphins can do no damage. And we have a 2-2 game after 3 innings. we have a new pitcher in the game. Pitching for the Dolphins now is Garrison White, sophomore. So Holly goes 3 innings, gives up 2 runs on 3 hits, including a homer. And he gives up the ball and the mound to Garrison White. Garrison has a 1.62 ERA in 5 appearances. He's got 10 strikeouts, 6 walks. He's given up 6 hits, 2 runs, both of them earned, after 8 2/3 inning. So let's see what Garrison can do here against the Navigators in the top of the 4th inning. Leading off for the Navigators is number 13, Michael Kokolis, the first baseman. He'll be followed by the catcher, Cameron Barlow, and the second baseman, Henry Hutchins. 2-2 game. Cape Henry Dolphins versus the Hampton Roads Academy Navigators. Garrison Wright is our new pitcher, and his first pitch is strike right down the middle. And his second pitch, strike 2 on the outside corner. So Garrison comes in and throws 2 fastballs for 2 strikes against Michael Kokolis, who singled and scored in the first inning. And there's the third pitch, and that's strike 3 on a swing. So Garrison White doesn't waste any time coming in and striking out Kokolis on 3 pitches, and that brings up the catcher, Cameron Barlow. Barlow grounded out to the second baseman his first time up. And takes ball 1 and hits a ground ball that's scooped up by the third baseman, Wickham, who makes a nice throw over to first for out number 2. Wickham's got a wicked arm and made a beautiful throw over to Parker White at first. So Garrison White has thrown 5 pitches and has 2 outs already. And that brings up Henry Hutchins, who struck out his last time up. He's the second baseman, and he takes ball outside for ball 1. Second pitch is low but swung on and fouled back for strike 1. So 1-1 count on Henry Hutchins, the second baseman. And the pitch. Curveball high and outside for ball number 2. So 2 balls, 1 strike. And the pitch. Right down the middle, but fouled. Oh, no, excuse me. It's over to the first baseman, who flips over to the pitcher, Garrison White covering, and that's 3 outs. So Garrison White comes in and makes quick work of the Navigators on 8 pitches. Efficient and well done. So your unusual 3-1 play for the third out of the top of the 4th. We're still on a tie here at Cape Henry Collegiate, 2-2. Colby Motley is still the pitcher for the Navigators, waiting for his catcher to come out. Leading off in the bottom of the 4th for the Dolphins will be Nate Ansell, senior, who grounded out to the second baseman his first time up. Hampton Roads Academy is coached by Tommy Yevek. The Dolphins head coach is Tim Hummel. Assistant coaches for the Dolphins, Bill Chadwick, Chris Dottolo, and Ian Morrison. Did not get the umpires' names today. Hopefully they won't be needed. All right, we're all set to go here in the bottom of the fourth inning. Leading off, Nate Ansel. Ansel is playing left field today. Motley, the starting pitcher for the Navigators, is now working into the bottom of the fourth, and his first pitch is swung on and hit up the middle to the second baseman, who scoops it up, makes a throw, and a nice play by the second baseman for out number one. So Ansel has now grounded out to the second baseman twice. We now go back to the Hart, or the lead of the batting order, Andrew Hart. Andrew has gotten on base twice today, 2 hits and 2 stolen bases. Takes inside for a strike. And the pitch, low and in the dirt, ball 1. 1 ball, 1 strike. One out. 2-2 game. Ball outside. 2-1 to Andrew Hart. Hart having a very productive day. 2 singles, 2 stolen bases, 1 run scored. And the pitch. Swung on and hit to the third baseman, who bobbles it, comes up throwing, and Hart is easily there at first base and beats it out. That's going to be an E on the third baseman. So Hart gets on this time by an error, but he's on base for the 3rd time in this game. And that brings up Cooper Angley, the catcher. And Hart steals and goes down and slides, and he is safe. Stolen base number 3 in 3 attempts for Andrew Hart. Angley got hit by a pitch his first time up and flied out to the center fielder his second time up. He also scored his first time up. So the Dolphins, with 1 out, have a runner in scoring position again. Seems like we're saying that every inning. Let's see if they can get Andrew Hart home this time. Angley looks and takes it low, and Hart, the ball gets by the catcher, and Hart stopped for a minute, but then he decided to go, and he's at third base standing up. So a pass ball, that's on the catcher, that one. Pass ball gets Hart to third base. Ball was low, but definitely stoppable by the catcher, who just let it dribble between his legs. Hart hesitated, but realized it was going to the backstop, and he kept going. Angley looks and takes ball high. 2 balls and 1 strike. Any kind of ball out of the infield gets Hart home easily, and maybe a ball deep in the infield gets Hart home anyway. We'll see what Angley can do. Angley can do at this moment. And the pitch. Ooh, just high and outside for a ball. 3 balls and 1 strike. So Cooper's got the count in his favor. Colby Motley looking to retire Angley with a man on third. And the pitch. And it's down the middle for a beautiful pitch. Strike 2. Angley tried to work the umpire to no avail. That ball was good in any situation for a strike. So we got a full count with 1 out, man on third. Cooper Angley at bat, and here's the pitch. And it's hit, and it's skied high. The shortstop is out to make the call, and he does, and Hart trots back to third with no damage done. So Angley flies out to the shortstop for the second out of the inning, and that's going to bring up Kenny Schledell, the right fielder. Kenny got hit by a pitch his first time up and struck out his second. So with a runner at third and a 2-2 game, the bottom of the fourth inning, Schledell has an opportunity to put the Dolphins in front. Motley delivers. Swung on, and it's lined into center field for a base hit, and that will get Hart home easily, and Schledell does his job. Leading hitter of the Dolphins comes up big with a nice line shot up the middle for his first hit of the game and an RBI single. That brings up Parker White. Parker walked his first time up and flied out to the center fielder. Schledell steals on his first pitch, and he's in easily. Throw down was not quite to second. So Schledell now has a stolen base. The Dolphins somewhat running at will on the catcher of the Navigators. Now I have a runner at second and Parker White at bat with a 0-1 count, and he takes it low for ball one. So 1 ball, 1 strike. Schledell at second. Hart has already scored on a base hit by Kenny Schledell. And time has been called. The Navigators coach is coming out now to talk to his pitcher and catcher about what they want to do. I don't think he's making a change here. I don't see anybody else either warming up or getting loose. Navigators playing a tight game against the 13-2 Cape Henry Dolphins on this gorgeous Friday afternoon here on April 22nd, Earth Day. Also, for those of you listening, my parents' anniversary. They would have been married 72 years today. My wife and I are working on 38. Seems long. Love you, Mary. Parker White at the bat, Kenny Schledell at second, and here's the pitch. And it's outside for a strike. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Two outs, runner at second, 2-2 game. And the pitch. And a nice curveball, but fouled back by White. So he's still working on a 1-2 count with 2 outs. Schledell's got a nice lead off second base. Dolphins could definitely use another base hit here, or even something better. And there's a long drive, but that's going to be way foul. And hits the tennis courts on a bounce. Unfortunately, the tennis courts are about 54 yards wide of first base. So we'll try it all over again. And the pitch. Outside, ball 2. So 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs in a 3-2 game now for the Dolphins. Schledell's hit brought in Hart to break the tie. White now, timeout is called by the Navigators catcher, and I believe it is a equipment issue. His right shin guard is flopping in the wind here, so we've got time called, and they're going to do a little equipment repair on the catcher here. While we have a break in the action, I want to thank my student sound and video crew, Drew and Wyatt, for coming out on this beautiful Friday so we could bring this beautiful game of baseball to you all, watching at home on streaming or watching a delayed event on YouTube. We streaming this on our own network, CHC TV. CHC TV. Cape Henry TV on YouTube. And the pitch outside, ball 3. So Parker White has worked the count full now after fouling off numerous pitches. Kenny Schledell at second base with 2 outs in a 3-2 ball game, bottom of the 4th inning. Colby Motley has been the pitcher for the Navigators this whole game, and he's looking to get out of some more trouble here. And the pitch, and it's a line drive that is going to drop in front of the center fielder. Schleidel scores easily, and that's a big hit by the Dolphins, Parker White. So the Dolphins tack on another run. A beautiful 2-out, 3-2 count single by Parker White. Just what the home team needed. So that catcher equipment repair seemed to help the batter instead of the pitcher. And that's going to bring up the second baseman, Che, with a runner now at first who's looking to steal second. And they throw over. He gets back in time. Parker White, the lanky first baseman for the Cape Henry Dolphins. Yoon looks down to third base to get the signs. There's 2 outs. Throw back again. Again, Parker's back in time. Looks like Motley is not going to allow the Dolphins to get too much of a lead off first base after they've stole pretty much every base they wanted. And here's the pitch, and White goes again, and here's the throw, and it's late. And White slides in head first and gets the stolen base. So the Dolphins have obviously put into their game plan to run on this catcher, Cameron Barlow, and they have been completely successful so far. So now we have another runner at second base, 2 outs. Yoon Che at the bat. Let's see if he can drive in the 3rd run of the inning. And the pitch. And he takes inside for a strike. 1 ball, 1 strike. Yoon has struck out his first 2 times of this game. So looking to redeem himself a little bit here with a nice base knock to get in Parker White from second. And he takes outside for a ball. 2 balls, 1 strike, 2 outs. Bottom of the 4th, 4-2 game. Parker White taking a decent lead. The second baseman is standing at second, holding him on. Now backs off. Colby Motley goes into his windup and throws, and the ball is grounded to the third baseman. That is a fair ball, and the throw is made, but the first baseman is off the bag. Not quite sure why. The throw is there in time. Hold on. I believe the call was made of a safe call. Well, he is now calling the batter out. Nope. A safe call. The Navigators have run off the field, and time has been called. We're not sure what's going on, quite honestly. The Navigators thought the call was an out. He was somewhat obviously safe. The first baseman came way off the bag, but for some reason, the Navigators thought that the call at first was an out, and so they all ran off the field. The base runners stayed where they were. Well, you know what? I've seen a lot of interesting baseball this game so far. I can't explain most of it, but it's interesting. All right, well, we got men on first and third, 2 outs, and they do the attempted throw to third, back to first play, which has almost never worked in the history of baseball, and yet we still try it. There are 2 outs in a 4-2 game, and now batting is Josh Holland, senior shortstop, who has gotten hit by a pitch and walked, and he fouls the ball back. So with runners at the corners and 2 outs. Holland looking to do some more work here. I'm going to call that last play by Chi. We'll give him an infield hit on that one. He was running down the line, although I believe the first baseman came off for no reason. Throw over to first, not in time. Parker White is at third. Chi standing at first. Holland at bat. Let's see what happens. Yoon runs, and it is driven to right field. A beautiful hit and run. Yoon will take third easily, scores Parker White from third, and Josh Holland has his first hit of the game. An RBI single to right field. So a good piece of hit and run there by the Dolphins, who get their third run of the inning. Yoon Chi goes all the way to third, and that'll bring up Jack Wickham. Jack reached his last time at bat by an error on the third baseman, struck out his first time. And again, now we have a runner at first. Josh Holland, let's see if he goes. He does not. Ball is inside for ball 1. So the Dolphins have been doing most of this with 2 outs and starting to add to their run total here, 5-2. And Wickham squares to bunt, is showing it. The pitcher steps off the mound smartly, takes his time. His name is Motley, not Smartly, but he stepped off the mound smartly. So with a 1-0 count and 2 outs, Wickham does show bunt, but he pulls back and he takes ball 2 outside. So Holland at first base has shown no inclination to steal second. Wickham has showed butt twice and has not bunted. Yoon Chi is at third base, looking very much like he wants to go home. And the pitch. And again, a strike show, and this is a strike throw down. Chi breaks from third. He scores. Holland steals second and then goes to third on the throw home. So the Dolphins put the old steal him second and go on the throw from third, and they are successful as the Navigators threw down to second base, then threw home. Neither throw was successful nor on time and gave the Dolphins another chance to score a run. So Yoon Chi scores on Josh Holland's steal attempt to second. He gets a stolen base and then takes third on the throw. And all of this is done while Wickham is at a 2-1 count and takes strike 2 down the middle. So Wickham now has another runner at third with another run in a 6-2 ball game. 2-2 count, 2 outs here at the bottom of the 4th inning. And lines the ball over third base, but just foul. That certainly would have brought in another run and probably given Wickham a double. So he's still got a 2-2 count with 2 outs. Dolphins have 4 runs in this 4th inning. And the pitch. And he hits the ball straight up in the infield. The first baseman's calling, but he's called off by the shortstop, who makes the play for the 3rd out. But the Dolphins score 4 on a few crazy plays. You'll have to watch the replay to figure it all out. I tried to explain it best I could. But the Navigators have made some interesting throws, and we'll use that term loosely by interesting, in this game, and have played a little loose with the ball. And the Dolphins have taken full advantage of that. So after 4, we've got a 6-2 ball game. We have a new left fielder, and that's Reed Downs. He's taking Ansell's place. Downs is only a freshman. Garrison White is back out to pitch the 5th inning. He made quick work of the 4th inning by striking out and getting 2 ground balls, one to the third baseman and one back to him. Excuse me, one back to the first baseman who tossed it back to him for the out. And so the Navigators are going to start off with their third baseman, Will Turns, at bat. Turns has a base hit in his only time at bat and was stranded at first base. And he takes strike 1 down the middle. White throws strike 2 on the outside corner. So quickly, Garrison has an 0-2 count, and here's the pitch, and it's swung back, foul. Scoreboard has a 1-2 count. I believe it's 0-2. And the pitch, and it's foul back again. So Will Turns trying to keep his at-bat alive here. Garrison White throwing pretty much nothing but fastballs. And the pitch. Throws another fastball that is lined to the third baseman. Wickham makes a nice stop in the throw, but it is not in time. A very nice play by Wickham. Just couldn't get the ball over quick enough. And Turns speeds down for a base hit. So an infield single by Will Turns, and the Navigators have their leadoff man on base here in the 5th inning. That's the first hit given up by Garrison White in this game. Sam Overman, the right fielder, is up. He flied out to the second baseman, his only time up at bat. And he squares to bunt and lays it down, but it fouled back onto the screen behind Angley, the catcher. Garrison White peeks over at first and delivers, and here's a line drive over the shortstop's head for a base hit. So the Navigators have something working here with 2 men on and no outs in the top of the 5th inning. So 2 hits in a row, one an infield single and the other a well-hit ball. And that brings up the left fielder, George Kokolas. Kokolas struck out his last time up in the 3rd inning. He's a left-handed hitter against a right-handed pitcher. And he squares to bunt and shows but doesn't go. Angley throws down to first to try to get the runner. The throw was a little offline. Parker White tried to make the tag but not in time. So the Navigators are still looking at first and second with no outs. Time is called by the catcher. I think the Dolphins want to get their defensive signs in order here. Garrison White is pitching from the stretch and he throws, and a bunt is laid down but fouled. And it's off of Angley's hand. And that's going to cause a little bit of pain. Coach is coming out to look at him. I believe it went off his glove hand, maybe the back of the glove. His right hand seems to be fine, so umpire cleans off the plate, gives him an extra minute. And now we're back to baseball. George Kokolas, the left fielder, is batting with men on first and second, no outs here in the top of the 5th inning. Garrison White now steps off the rubber. Again, the Dolphins seem to be a little confused defensively. Umpire calls time is in, and here we go. And the pitch. Down the middle for strike 3. It was actually a foul tip back into Angley's glove. So there's the first out of the inning, a strikeout for Garrison White, his second of the game. And that brings us to the top of the order now, Jackson Underwood. Jackson has a hit, a long home run, and is now coming up to bat for his third time. Having a very nice day. And takes inside curveball, ball 1. Garrison White checks the runner back at second and delivers. And good pitch down the middle, but it's called a ball. A little high, ball 2. So 2-0 count on the dangerous hitter, Jackson Underwood. Ball 3, high again. So Garrison White's got himself in a little bit of a jam here with runners at first and second on 1 out. And the home run hitter, Underwood, at the plate, 3-0. And there's ball 4. So the Navigators now have the bases loaded with 1 out, down 6-2. And the Dolphins call timeout. Dolphins coach is making their way to the mound. Garrison worked a very comfortable 4th inning. Has a man struck out here in the 5th, but now finds the bases loaded on 2 singles and a walk. And that brings up Colby Motley, the pitcher. But Motley has not helped himself out in this game. He's struck out twice, both times swinging. So this is the time where the pitcher can stand up for himself and do a little damage to the home team. Hart and Schledell playing imaginary catch out in the outfield for the Dolphins. All right, we're back in play. Bases loaded, top of the 5th, 1 out. And the first pitch is strike 1 down the middle. So Garrison White pours in a fastball for strike 1 against the opposing pitcher, Colby Motley. And the second pitch, down the middle, strike 2. 2 straight fastballs for 2 straight strikes. So the Dolphins looking to get out of this mess with 2 quick strikes. And the third pitch is strike 3. He struck him out on 3 pitches. So Motley can't help himself as the opposing pitcher and strikes out on 3 pitches with the bases loaded. So now there are 2 outs in the top of the 5th, and that brings up Charlie Overman, and he has grounded out twice and takes a strike 1 swinging for the first strike of his 3rd at bat. This really would be a tough inning for the Navigators if they don't come out with any kind of runs. And there's the second strike, a nice low fastball for Garrison White. So he's 1 strike away from getting out of this inning. And the pitch. Ball outside low. So there's the first ball to the batter, Charlie Overman, the center fielder for the Navigators. Runners at full, and here's the pitch. And a beautiful curve ball on the outside corner for strike 3. So Garrison White strikes out the sides, but also loads them up, but no harm, no foul. So he's out of the inning, and the Dolphins walk into the bottom of the 5th with a 6-2 score in their favor. So Garrison White, the pitcher, for the Dolphins, will be leading off this game if he does remain in to pitch. He came in for Hawley in the 4th inning, but has not hit yet. So we'll see who comes out of the dugout with a helmet on first. And Colby Motley is still pitching for the Hampton Roads Academy Navigators. This will be his 5th inning of work. And it does look like Garrison White will come out and hit and remain in the game as a pitcher. On deck after White is Reed Downs, who came in for Nate Ansell last inning and is playing left field. So Garrison White is going to be the new batter, and Garrison's hitting average is, let's say, below par. And we'll see what he can do against Colby Motley, the starting and continuing pitcher for the Navigators. We're in the bottom of the 5th. The score is 6-2 Cape Henry Dolphins. As I mentioned, the Dolphins are 13-2 and the Navigators are 1-8 on the season. So again, on paper, this game should have been a pretty big mismatch, but the Navigators are hanging in. And they had the bases loaded last inning but couldn't cash in. So here we are in the bottom of the 5th, and the first pitch to Garrison White is a fair ball, a little nubber to the first baseman, and he can't come up with it. Pitcher is covering, but no throw was made, and so Garrison White is on a little squibbler to the first baseman. So we'll give him a hit in that instance. First baseman kind of had a knuckleball that he tried to handle and throw over and couldn't. And that's going to bring up Reed Downs for his first time at bat. Downs is looking for his first hit of the season. And we've got a runner at first, Garrison White, who does not attempt to steal. Reed Downs is a left-handed hitter. And here's the pitch, and it's low, ball 1. Excuse me, ball 2. Garrison White at first. And there's a ball, again low, ball 3. So Reed Downs, the freshman, has worked the count 3-0 in his favor with a runner on first. Let's see what happens here. And it is inside for a strike. Inside corner. So Colby Motley comes back with a strike. And there's ball 4. And I'll tell you what, ladies and gentlemen, we have a pitching change. We had a pitching change this inning. I apologize. So Colby Motley is now at short. And I'm trying to see the number of the pitcher. It looks like it's number 11. And a nice bunt laid down by Holland and no throw, excuse me, by Hart, and no throw is made. And so the Dolphins now have, they're saying the ball hit the plate for a foul, excuse me, it hit behind the plate for a foul ball. So they're calling Hart back to home. There seems to be some confusion here. The umpire is saying that the runners are allowed to advance. So Holland will go to third. Downs will go to second. Hart is still at the plate, so I'm not sure what happened. If Hart hit the ball on the way out of the box, he's out. But he's still standing at first. There's no way the runners are allowed to advance on that play. And yet the home plate umpire has allowed them to advance. So Hart is now leaving the box. So apparently that is what happened. Either he did interference with the catcher or the ball hit him when he was coming out of the box. And so he's out, and the runners are allowed to advance second and third. Okay. So Cooper Angley is now up with man on second and a man on third, and he takes outside for ball one. Angley has hit by pitch, flied out to center and flied out to short. His first 3 times up. Let's see what he can do with 2 runners on, and the runners now steal, and Holland is safe at third. So they did put the runners back to first and second. Sorry about that. The umpires have done some interesting things in this game as well. So now we have runners at second and third. So Garrison Wright has stolen third. Reed Downs has gone to second on the throw to third. Cooper Angley swings and singles up the middle, and that'll score 1 run, and they're waving Reed Downs home, and the ball from the outfield is way over the backstop. Angley goes to second base on the throw. And so the Dolphins scored twice. Reed Downs had a tough slide there at home, sort of tumbled a few times, but he looks no worse for wear. And so now Angley will come out of the game as a pitch runner comes in as the catcher. So Angley does his job with a base hit, driving in 2 runs, and advances to second base on the throw home. So a base hit for Angley. And that brings up Kenny Schledell, the right fielder, who takes strike 1, and the scoreboard is off the grid here, folks. Well, we'll keep you posted here. There's a strike. 1 ball, 1 strike to Schledell. Kenny has been hit by a pitch, struck out, singled and stolen a base and scored in the 4th inning. And he hits a wicked line drive down the third base line, but foul. Runner on second. Ball low in the dirt, and the runner on second goes and advances. And so the Dolphins now have a runner at second as well. So Schleidel is looking at a 1 ball, 2 strike count with a man on third. Takes a ball high. 2-2. Nate Jensen is now the runner at third. He came in for Angley, number 34, as a pitch runner. And there's a line shot, and it is just foul on that third base line. So Schledel just missed another hit by about a foot or more. And a swing and a miss by Schledell. So that brings the count to 3-2. Ball got by the catcher, but not far enough. Unless it was called a foul. I believe it was called a foul ball. So the Navigators are trying to navigate their way out of this inning. And there's a drive in between the third baseman and the shortstop for a base hit. So Schledell has another hit today. And that drives home the runner, Nate Jensen. So put another run on the board for the Dolphins with a base hit, second of the game, for Kenny Schleidel. And that brings up Parker White, the first baseman, left-handed hitter, who singled his last time up bat, flied out to center, and walked his first time at bat. And there's a base hit up past the first baseman. A hard hit ball. Schledell is going to go to third, but no, decides to stop. Good throw made by the by the right fielder. So nice piece of hitting there by Parker White. Schledell now goes to second. We still have only one out in the inning. And the Dolphins now have 3 runs across the board. So they're leading 9-2. And that's bringing up and a ground ball to the shortstop, who flips to the second baseman, and safe at first. So the Navigators try to turn 2, but don't. Instead, they get 1 to force out at second base. Parker White goes to third. Excuse me. Yeah, Yun Chi was up, so he gets the fielder's choice play. Schledel is at third. They throw back over. White was out at second on the force play. Ball inside. Runners on the corner, 2 outs, and the pitch. And it's lined to the shortstop, but right at him for the third out. So Josh Holland lined a hard hit ball to the shortstop, and that'll end the inning for the Dolphins. But they put 3 more on the board and now have a commanding 9-2 lead. Now pitching for the Dolphins. So we have some wholesale changes here. Now pitching for the Dolphins is number 8, and that is Frisk. So Peyton Frisk is the new pitcher. Leading off for the Navigators in the 6th inning will be Michael Kokolis, the first baseman. Navigators got to do a little work to get back in this game, folks. Defensively for the Dolphins, everybody is in their same positions except, as I mentioned, Peyton Frisk is now the new pitcher. Left-handed pitcher. Peyton is a sophomore here at Cape Henry Collegiate. And his first pitch is lifted high. Wickham is looking for the ball and can't make the play. It is just on the other side of the fence, on the third base side. So 1 strike. To the batter, Michael Kokolis. Kokolis has singled and scored in the 1st inning and struck out in the 4th. And here's his second pitch. Swings and misses, a ball in the dirt for strike 2. And the pitch. Swings and fouls it off the coach for the Dolphins, who barely got out of the way. He's hanging out in fair territory. Might want to take a step back. And here's the pitch, 0-2. Swung on and missed, strike 3. So Peyton Frisk comes in and strikes out the first batter that he sees swinging. That's Michael Kokolis, and that brings up Cameron Barlow. Barlow has grounded out to second and grounded out to third his last 2 times at bat. Barlow was hitting .333, a little bit lower now. Frisk delivers and it's ball high. And the pitch. Swung on and fouled back, strike 1. So 1-1 count, 1 out, 9-2 here in the top of the 6th inning. Hampton Road Academy Navigators against the Cape Henry Collegiate Dolphins on a beautiful Earth Day. Ball low and in the dirt. It's senior day here at Cape Henry Collegiate, so the 4 seniors that are on the team will be celebrated at the end of this game. There's a pitch down the middle for a strike. 2 balls and 2 strikes on Cameron Barlow, the catcher. And the pitch. Curveball on the outside corner, called for a strike. And that's the second strikeout for Frisk. So Frisk comes into the game and strikes out 2 batters. Second one looking. That's the first strikeout looking from the Navigators. And they have 8 strikeouts today, but they've only struck out once looking. Peyton Frisk deals and swung on and missed, strike 1. 1-1 count. Left-hander delivers. Ball low in the dirt. Nice block by Angley. 2 balls and 1 strike. And actually, I'm not sure if Angley is still catching. It might be Connor Purnell. Can't really see, but it does not look like Angley's still catching. Unfortunately, guys, we do not get change in lineup, and there's a ball well hit to the right fielder, and it's off the wall. Schledell makes the play, and he's got a strong arm, and it goes into second, but there's no one covering. And so Henry Hutchins walks in with a double. So Hutchins, number 7, who struck out and grounded out to the pitcher, or first baseman, his last time, has a double and is standing at second base with 2 outs here in the top of the 6th inning. And that's going to bring up Will Turns, who singled his first time at bat. Excuse me, Turns has singled both times. He's got 2 hits on the day. 1 hit in the 2nd and 1 hit in the 5th. He's now batting again in the 6th with a man at second base in a 9-2 ball game in favor of the Dolphins. Ball outside. So 2 balls and no strikes, 2 outs. Navigators looking to get some runs back from that last inning. Peyton Frisk looks and delivers. Swung on and grounded to the second baseman, who has to cover a lot of ground, but he gets over there in time for the 3rd out. And so the Dolphins escape. Peyton Frisk comes in, strikes out 2 batters, and gets the 4th batter to ground out to the second baseman. So we go into the 6th inning, the bottom of the 6th, with the score 9-2 in favor of the home team. And if my watch is correct, we're missing dinner. Leading off for the Dolphins here in the bottom of the 6th will be the 3rd baseman, Jack Wickham. Wickham has struck out, reached on an error, and flied out to the shortstop. There's a new pitcher for the Navigators again. And it looks like number 14, and that would be the left fielder, George Kokolas. Nope, it is not. I stand corrected. Kokolas is still in left field. Let's go with number 4. Jackson Underwood, the shortstop, is now pitching, and the past pitcher, Colby Motley, took his place. So he comes in and throws a ball to Jack Wickham. So Underwood and Motley switched from short to pitcher for the Navigators. And the pitch. Strike down the middle to Wickham. 1 ball, 1 strike. And the pitch, low, ball 2. So Jackson Underwood now pitching. And Wickham hits a wicked line drive past the 3rd baseman for a hit. And that's his first hit of the game. So the Dolphins start off the sixth inning with a man on first, and that's going to bring up the new pitcher. Well, actually, it's not. This is Peyton Fisk's position in the lineup, but it looks like we have a new batter. And there's a ball hit to the center fielder, who camps under it. No tag from the first base side of Jack Wickham, and that was Tanner Schledel. Tanner Schledel is now in the ball game, and he flied out to the center fielder. Schledel will probably come in and pitch the ninth. Pass ball by the catcher, and Wickham trots down to second base. Reed Downs is the batter. So Wickham goes down on a pass ball by the catcher. Downs is now coming over to talk to the third base coach, see what they want to do here. Dolphins might be putting on a bunt play. I believe the last ball hit the umpire. So, home plate umpire, so giving him a little bit of a rest here. So, Reed Downs steps in with one out, man on second base in a 9-2 ball game. And the pitch, ball outside and high. So Down has a 2-0 count against Jackson Underwood, the pitcher for the Navigators. And the pitch, ball high again. Reed Downs got a single and scored his first time up. Takes a strike on the outside corner. 3 balls, 1 strike. And the pitch, way outside, ball 4. So Downs draws a walk, which puts runners on first and second for the Dolphins, and that brings up the top of the order, Andrew Hart. Andrew has 2 singles and and an error by the third baseman. So he's reached base 3 times. Then he was out his 4th time on an attempted bunt when the ball hit him in the outside the batter's box. He's got 3 stolen bases in this game. Navigators now taking time, and I guess they want to figure out what they want to do here with runners on first and second, 1 out in a 9-2 ball game at the top of the 6th. The Navigators catcher is in the dugout, I think. Yep, getting a drink and getting a quick equipment adjustment. And now, looks like we're getting ready to play again. We've had a lot of time called in this game for various reasons. And a substitution is being made by the Navigators. So their center fielder is now being replaced. Number 9, Charlie Overman, has moved into the infield. We have a new pitcher. The new center fielder is number 15, and that's, Will Turns. Will was at third base, so he's now here playing center. The center fielder has moved in to play, I believe, third. I'll figure it all out when everybody goes to their places, but we have a new pitcher for the Navigators. Looks like it might be number 1. It look like number 1 to you? Guy pitching? Hard to see when you're all the way out here in center field, folks, but so Kerens is the new pitcher for the Navigators. 7. Let's check that. That's Henry Hutchins, who was the second baseman, so now he's pitching. Third baseman's in center field. The center field will probably go to second. In the meantime, they're giving this pitcher an enormous amount of pitches to warm up. I'm not sure what the legal limit is, but he's got to be over it by now. And the umpires say, let's play ball. So we got a 9-2 ball game with 1 out. We got runners at first and second for the Dolphins. Andrew Hart up to bat. Henry Hutchins pitching. Third baseman and the center fielder switched positions. And here we go. And the pitch. Ball low in the dirt, and it gets past the catcher, and both runners advance easily. So Downs is now at second. Wickham is now at third on a wild pitch. So the Dolphins now have runners at second and third with 1 out in the bottom of the 6th. A few more runs in this inning, and the game will be over. And the pitch. Hart takes outside, ball 2. Outside. Oh, call for a strike. So a little bit of help there. 2 balls, 1 strike. And the pitch to Hart. Ooh, almost hits him. He gets out of the way for ball 3. So 3 balls, 1 strike. Runners on second and third. 1 out, 9-2. Dolphins in charge. Bottom of the 6th. Jackson Underwood now pitching. Excuse me, Henry Hutchins now pitching. And there's ball 4. So the Dolphins are loaded up now. And that brings up Connor Purnell. So he did come in for Angley. So Connor Purnell is now batting. And he does not have a hit in the season. Let's see what he can do with the bases loaded. Swings and misses at strike 1. And I'll tell you what, that sun is right in the batter's face. So it cannot be easy. Swings and hits a ground ball to short, who comes up and fires home for 1 out, down to first for the second, but the first baseman is off the bag. So the Navigators get the force out at home on a play from the shortstop to the catcher. So Wickham is the second out of the inning. Hart goes to second. Downs goes to third, and Purnell is at first base on a fielder's choice. Base is still loaded, but now with 2 outs, and a wild pitch, but runners don't advance. The infield umpire is now talking to the to the pitcher, Henry Hutchins, telling him something. Maybe throw the ball over the plate. So, Kenny Schledell now up to bat, or is it? Maybe not. Oh, ball inside and it hits him. And that is a run scored. And that would have been Parker, number 21, was in for Schledell. So he gets hit by a pitch and gets an RBI out of it. That scores Reed Downs. Now we have another substitute. Can't see the number yet. Oh, it looks like it's Nate Jensen. Takes outside, ball 2. So, yes, Nate Jensen is into the game now for Parker White. So, Chris Parker's at first. Ball in the dirt, but no advance by Hart. So Nate Jensen is up with the bases loaded. Hart at third, Pennell at second, and Chris Parker at first. 3-0 count, and here's the pitch. Ooh, and it's inside, ball 4. So the Dolphins are going to score another run on a walk. So Hart crosses home. Connor Purnell to third, Chris Parker to second, Nate Jensen is now on first. And Henry Hutchins is not doing so well. Ball low in the dirt outside again. No advancement. I think the Dolphins at this point are willing to let the game play out in their favor. One more run and this game will be over. There are 2 outs, but the bases are loaded. And here's the pitch. Ball low in the dirt again. Nice scoop by the catcher. I believe we do have another replacement at bat right now. Can't see the number. I don't believe it's Yoon Chi. Bases loaded, 2 outs. Strike called on the outside corner for 2 balls and 1 strike. So the game-ending run at third, ball low outside. 3 balls, 1 strike. So the Dolphins are 1 ball away from ending this game an inning early. Three balls, 1 strike, 2 outs, 11-2, bottom of the 6th, and the pitch. Swung on, but fouled, so full count. And it is Harper Cox. Harper Cox is the batter, number 7. He's got a full count with 2 outs, bases loaded, and the pitch. And he swings and hits a dribbler to the second baseman, who makes the play. And that's the third out of the inning. Oh, excuse me, that was Yoon Che. So Yoon grounds out to the second baseman, and the Dolphins are 1 run short of ending this game early. So we're going to play one more half inning of baseball. I'm sorry if you can't hear me. That's a F-18 doing some maneuvers over us. So Cox grounds out to the second baseman for the third out of the inning. But the Dolphins get 2 more in that inning to make it an 11-2 ball game. And pitching now is number 44, Kenny Schledel. So Schledel is now going to take over the pitching responsibility. Wickham, Holland, Che, and Parker White are still in the infield. Connor Purnell is behind the plate. Downs, Hart are in left and center. And the right fielder is Tanner Schledel. All right, well, here we go. Last half of the 7th. So the top of the 7th inning. And I'll guess that Sam Overman, the right fielder, is going to bat. There's been a lot of substitutions, and quite frankly, no one tells me anything. So if my eyes are strong enough, I'll pick up a number, but we'll go with Sam Overman right now. Sam grounded out to the second baseman and singled his last time up. Kenny Schledel on the mound for the Dolphins, and he's got him swinging strike 1. Ball outside, 1-1. And the pitch, ball outside. 2 balls, 1 strike. Schledel pitching with a 9-run lead here in the top of the 7th. And the pitch. Line down the first base side. Almost caught the Navigators coach, but he quickly sidestepped it. And here's the play. Ball high. So full count on the first batter, Sam Overman, here in the top of the 7th. And Schledel comes out and walks him. So the first batter for the Navigators works a walk. My mouth isn't working right now. And that'll bring up George Kokolis, the left fielder. He's struck out twice in this game. And now his third time up, he shows bunt but doesn't. Takes a ball outside. So the Navigators have another leadoff batter on. See if they can capitalize this time. Schledel has not thrown too many strikes, so we'll see what happens. Here's another ball outside high. So Kenny Schledel has come into the game and has walked a batter and now has a 2-0 count on the second batter. And the pitch. Ball 3 high. So Schledel having a hard time finding the strike zone right now. He's got a 3-0 count. Pours one in for a strike there. So was able to get the strike on that one. So 3 balls, 1 strike, no outs, 11-2. Gets a strike on the corner there. So Schledell now starting to find the groove. He's got a 3-2 count to George Kokolis. And the pitch. And he struck him out. So Schledell comes back with 3 straight strikes and gets Kokolis looking. So Kokolis has struck out 3 times in this game. 1 out, man on first. That brings us to the top of the order. And Jackson Underwood. Schledell looks and delivers. Ball high. Schledell throws hard, no doubt about that, but not a lot of strikes. And the pitch. Ball low. So Kenny working quickly here. Not efficiently, but quickly. Runner on first takes a small lead, not a very big lead. Ball 3 down. So kind of quiet right now here in Cape Henry, and there's a strike. Takes a little off it and pours it into the strike zone for strike 1. So 3-1 count, 1 out, man on first, 11-2, Dolphins in control. Top of the 7th inning. And fouled way back. That ball's going to the tennis courts and beyond. Full count now, so Schledell has worked back to a full count. Let's see if he can do here what he did to the last batter and strike him out. No, he does not. He overthrows and throws the ball in the dirt. The runner at first goes to second quickly, but it stops at second base. And so now we have runners on first and second. And that brings up Colby Motley, the starting pitcher for the Navigators, with runners on first and second and 1 out. And he lines the ball over the shortstop's head for a base hit. Downs gets the ball in quickly to second. So Motley, who has 3 strikeouts, gets his first hit of the game, and a timely one at that. So the Navigators now have the bases loaded with 1 out here in the top of the 7th, and that's going to bring up Charlie Overman, who has grounded out twice and struck out once. And we have a substitution. The runner for the Navigators, who went to third base, is limping off the field. I'm not sure what happened to him. Maybe twisted his ankle running the third, but the Navigators are going to send out a pitch runner. And it looks like it is, well, it's a pitch runner. Schledell now pitching with the bases loaded, nowhere to put these guys, and his first pitch is a ball to Charlie Overman. Again, Overman's got 2 groundouts and a strikeout in this game, so he's looking for his first hit, as Motley was his last batter. And the pitch, that's in for a strike, 1-1 count. Schledell working the 7th inning for the Dolphins and throws a fastball down the middle for strike 2. So 1 ball, 2 strikes to Charlie Overman. Schledell sets and delivers. And a line shot to short, play to second, and the play to first, and there's a double play to end the game for the Dolphins. So a beautiful play from Holland to Che to White at first for a 6-4-3 double play. The standard 6-4-3 double play. So a nice way to end the game for the Dolphins. Well, on this beautiful Earth Day, here, April 22nd, 2022, at Cape Henry Collegiate, the Dolphins have won their 14th game, their 7th in a row, and they take the game by a score of 11-3. So the Cape Henry Dolphins are still rolling on, and now go into a 6-game away stand. And so we'll wish them luck and see you in the playoffs. I want to thank Drew and Wyatt for their help today in this broadcast, and we'll tell you it's been a pleasure. Chris Souther signing off. We'll see you next time. Thank you.